So I just got back from a long weekend, 4 football games, and so I'm sorry if I don't have my nice little facial intro like I usually do. I think this is just better left off camera. Of course, I'm trying to be positive in the whole situation, but you know, sometimes let's just get right to it. I've got my home base binder that I adore, and it's working out very well. I've got my accessories pouch, has my washi and all of my highlighters and whatnot in it. And then of course I have my fabulous PowerSheets that I am working on currently. I'm going to open it up and show you where I'm at on the calendar. So today is the 24th, and tomorrow, 25th, I will have this video up and ready for you. I should have all up to page 30 and 31, dear, done, along with all of these top 3 pages for Word of the Year. And so I'm actually past this point in here, so it makes me happy. And last week, I know I didn't post a video, but I needed to take a quick break to deal with some family stuff, and I just jumped right back into my PowerSheets, and I'm ready to rock and roll. So I know I've shown a lot of this to you, but I've basically finalized all of my prep sheets here in the front, and I used to have these little sticky tabs noting where I needed to finish, and now they're all out except for this one, but we'll get to that in a minute. So here are my goal ideas. Nothing really has changed. I had a couple to this, and then that's basically it. Nothing's changed on this or this, but I have finished my life evaluation, and as you can see, I've got my stickers where I want to focus on for this year, and I didn't want to add too many. I think if we put stickers on more than like 2 or 3, we're going to get off track, but I'm going to go with, at least in the first beginning part, with these 5. These aren't really in my mojo and my mindset right now, so I know I just need to move forward. And to be honest, it's just really these 4, and I think if I go into all of these 4 with purposeful mindset and positivity, that the health part will take care of itself, if you know what I mean. It's not like I'm going to focus solely on my health. I think this is going to be like a tertiary thing. So that's like second backseat sort of stuff. This is the same. Nothing's changed here. Yeah, keep going, keep flipping. The only thing I have added here is big picture stuff. Won't matter to me when I'm 80, when I piss people off by making some no choices in my life, saying no to things, and so that is what that means. And then I really want to be known or thought of as how I made people feel. I don't want people to feel negative when they have an interaction with me. I don't even care if it's at the grocery store or in a car or a complete stranger, or at least and family members. That is going to be something I want to be known for. So there's that. And then, so we get to my legacy, and it really wasn't until I started writing right here that I realized, okay, I think I'm ready to move on to the next step. That was my first initial reaction. Okay, I'm good. I keep writing the same thing over and over and over again. And that's great. It's positive. And so that means that the PowerSheets are working. I'm getting closer to laying out my goals. But that wasn't the case when I kept flipping the pages, and I'll get to that in a minute. So I kind of like not blow off this page. I kind of said, oh, I want to be a positive mother who always and will be supportive of my children and help them make their dreams come true. Now, that sounds like I'm making goals for them or thinking about them in my goal setting. But to be honest, it is part of our life evaluation. And my whole identity for the last 19 years have been my kids. And I'm not saying that they are my focus now. I know that I need to make some changes in my life to benefit them. So that is where this is coming from. All right, so then why I want to make matters happen in the big picture. I think this is more of a rhetorical question. She has a bunch of these in here. I'm not like a rhetorical kind of gal. I just want to move on. I'm like, get it done and move on. She likes these reflection questions because she's really trying to tie up the loose ends and make sure you are really definitive on why you want that to happen. So I don't like them, but I'm going to do them because I'm trying. And then I turn this page and I love this page because I am a crafter and a quilter, and this totally makes sense. Okay, you have a quilt that is made of all different kinds of fabrics, kind of like our fabric here. See the colors? Now, when we have a piece of fabric that's just one whole piece of fabric, usually is a whole piece of fabric. And then when you chop it into pieces and dissect that piece of fabric, it is not only when you add that to all the other pieces of fabric do you get a beautiful quilt. So that it's so highfalutin and esoteric, but this really hit home and really makes me understand that if you don't have all of these parts and pieces together in harmony, you just have a piece of fabric. But when you do the work and you put together those pieces of fabric, you get a whole unit of a quilt. Then I could have, of course, written down a whole lot more. Oh, sunlight, sorry. I could have written a whole lot more down here, but I was ready to move on. I really was. Let's go. Positivity, affirmation, actions, check. Let's move on. And then this page right here, this My Cultivated Year, I don't think I could have done it without these prompts, because I'm not one of those people that thinks that far ahead in a global sense, far as where would you spend your time? What kind of people would you like in your life? I'd be like, I don't know, ones that would make my goals happen, right? So this really was difficult for me, and I kind of dropped the ball and quit after a while, because I was like, okay, I didn't know how to structure this. I didn't know what I should write. So I just kind of let the ball drop and quit. So sorry, but I'll go back to it. So this is when I started thinking, okay, I thought I was ready to go. And then I got here and I was like, okay, maybe I'm not ready to put my goals together. Then I turn the page and I see brainstorm for your year ahead. And I read the prompt and I go, oh my goodness. Okay, now we have to make some decisions for goal making. And I was like, what? I thought we were making goals here in this section. So this page totally threw me off. Can I be honest and tell you that I don't think this page should be here? I think this page needs to be like here, like next to your vision board. Because when you're brainstorming your year ahead, like, yeah, I've done all that stuff and all of that prep work, but this makes me scared again, which is good. That means I'm growing, but I don't think it's in the right spot. Just my little 2 cents. So here's my big picture vision, and here are my goal ideas for the 2020. And I think this page stinks for me. I don't like it because I don't have anything measurable, right? And I know she says that it's okay not to have measurable goals. It's okay to have goals that aren't like lose 10 pounds, right? Yeah, she wants us to go better than get healthy. But at the same point, I'm still struggling. So when I thought I was ready and I was feeling all confident, I got here and went, guess not. So I need to go back and spend the next week really brainstorming and coming up with some goals that would actually work. Okay. And then I've got saying no and saying yes. Obviously, saying no means no negative Nelly. I'm done with unfulfilling affiliate work, volunteer jobs that are, again, unfulfilling. Okay, this making me feel good about things is totally my jam right now. If I don't feel good about it, I don't want to do it, which is, again, negative Nelly. But by taking away those parts that make me feel negative, I think I'll move more of in a positive direction, which is saying yes to sticking up for myself and my talents. I used to be like, okay, whatever. Now I'm like, I want it this way. I like it this. And saying no is going to be okay. Believing in me, I need to journal more, because I think if I journal, I can definitely get rid of those negative thoughts. Taking walks, motivating myself and not have somebody else motivate me internally, and then some purposeful actions that will move me in a positive direction. Which, drumroll please, is my 2020 word. Positivity. My mindset for negative thoughts translates to actions, which leads me into directions that aren't favorable. And I need to add another sentence that sums it up, which the opposite, where I need to say, like, I know that moving in a positive direction will make me feel better and make me lead to better decisions. Okay. I could have spent a whole lot of time here on choosing the word of the year, and I did have my little brainstorm sheet here, but I started doing some things on here, and then I was just like, oh, screw it. I'm just going to do positivity because it just seems right. It's exactly what I want, and I don't need to waste my time doing something when I already know it's going to be okay. So let's talk about this tab. This tab scares me, but we're moving in the positive direction. Yay! All right, so you know from last time I made a gratitude sheet for November, and I wanted to note this the gratitude is my way of starting that positive mindset and believing that I can and will be a positive influence in my family's life by showing gratitude or understanding where I am thankful for. Okay, so this is my pre-work for my positivity. And then here is basically the contract, which sums up absolutely every single page in here in a nutshell. So if you're on a time crunch, this is basically your contract with yourself. I will do this little by little, saying no, saying yes, and then incorporates your word of the year at the end. Then we've got the vision board, which I really, really, really wanted to work on, but I don't think I'm really ready for this. I think this actually goes more hand in hand with, again, this page, the brainstorming, which makes me also think that this page is in the wrong spot. But I didn't make this planner. She did. She thinks it should be there, so that's where it's going to stay, at least for this year. And then, of course, I started making some mental notes and reading this information and reading all of this, so I'm ready to start the scary page, which is this one. At least it's scary for me. Okay? So it wasn't my best week, honestly. I had some highs and some lows. Getting ready for writing my goals, and so I'll just have to keep plugging along, think positively. I'm gonna do again review and revise week this week, Thanksgiving week, and then when December comes I can really focus on these goal sheets. Now again, I have given myself ample time to finish, and of course her week is this week when she's doing all of her prep sheets, so I really want most of all of my prep done before this day so I can follow along with her and do my goals as she's doing everything else. So that is my plan, to get it done before 2020. All right, well, thanks so much again for stopping by. I'm going to leave this tab up here because I think this really is the crux of it all. This is one of the better pages in this planner, and I'm looking forward to getting this tab all squared away and ready to go in the next couple weeks. All right, guys, I'm not going to see you next week. I'm going to take a week off and enjoy with my family, but I will be back the beginning of December to show you the finalized pages of goals of my prep sheets, and maybe even a few goals I have written down. So I will be back later. Thanks for joining me as I'm getting ready to start another work week, and I will see you again in December.